Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to go through sketchbooks. I have all these sketchbooks, and we're going to go through each one and decide which is best for my needs and maybe your needs too. So hang around. Okay, so the first sketchbook that I have is my old tried and true favorite from Arteza. It is not an expensive sketchbook. It is a sketchbook that you can get on Amazon if they have them in stock, and they're like 2 for $29 for a bigger one. These are smaller, and I use them for everything. I use them for swatching. They have a pretty good acceptable paper. I use them for practice. I stick the stickers from when I open a new palette on there and make notes in them. They're just a good all-around sketchbook. I do it for practice. I recently took a sketchbooking class and I found that this sketchbook works pretty good in my needs and getting things down. Now, it's not cotton paper, so you do have to kind of work fast because things dry fast. But I really enjoy this sketchbook. I've been practicing on Zentangles. I've been practicing just some things that have inspired me on Pinterest. There's some Zentangles. I've been watching, I can't remember her name, Nadi Prashik, I think. I'll link it in the description below because she's a very, very good teacher on Zentangles. So this sketchbook is one of my favorites. You know, I can put stickers on them. They look nice. They have like a linen cover, and they're a good sketchbook. I will continue to buy this sketchbook as long as they're available. Now, when I was at Cheap Joe's, here's another sketchbook from Amazon. This is about the other size. I've been having trouble finding the Arteza sketchbooks in the watercolor paper, so I've been trying other Amazon products, but I've let my granddaughter use this, and they really don't hold up to the quality of paper of Arteza sketchbooks. So, but you know, I'll use this till it's up. I don't have very much filled, but you know, it's fun to have something when the grandkids come and you can say, I'll make lines, and you know, something easy for them to do. Teach them how to make things, make a rainbow, you know, just make all colored dots, you know, so that's fun. They like the way that looks, and you know, it's ways to fill up a sketchbook. This one is okay. It's a Tabalosa, and I'll link this one in the description below as well. And if you like this, you know, going through sketchbooks, you know, let me know in the comments below, or if there is one that you love and want to tell me about or tell others about, be sure and leave that in the comments below too. Okay, this I picked up at Cheap Joe's when I was there for a sketchbook workshop. I was really into sketchbooks, so I wanted to pick up as many as I could to try. And this is called the Liasi collection, made by 4th generation Cogsy paper makers in Jaipur, India. It is 100% cotton rag, 120 GSM, with a textured finish, deckled edge, and a flexible soft cover. So it looks to be like it is probably bound. I don't think it's hand stitched. It's bound by glue, I think. Let's look. This is really textured paper. It doesn't look to be sized. Oh, there's some stitching in here. I have to break the spine. So it will eventually lie flat. And it looks to be just, you know, it's going to be a challenge to work in this one, but I'm always up for a challenge. And I love beautiful sketchbooks. So let's just test this. I wanted it to, there is some glue in there. So I wanted it to be able to use, also I've been sent these Yasan Microline Pigment Ink waterproof markers, or fine liners. And I'm just going to write in here. Pretty. I learned some new lettering too, so which is cool. I'm not very good at it yet. Pretty. Yeah, this is called, I think it's called Casual Roman. Pretty. Okay, let's see how it does with watercolor. So I'm just going to mix up some green with some French ultramarine and yellow, Hansa yellow. And let's just make a little botanical here. We're around here. This is called common vetch. It's just a weed that really grows out of control. And, you know, I can't tell if it pills or not. Let's put a little bit more blue in there and put some dark. So it doesn't seem to run all over the place. It absorbs well. But I found that with some papers, I bought this sketchbook, so that's going to be worth a try. And if not, I can always tear the paper out because that is thick. See how thick that is compared to another sketchbook. And it could be because the paper is you know, bulky. It doesn't say it is, it doesn't say it's got a sizing on it. I couldn't tell you if there was or not, but it is beautiful paper. So I will give it a try. If I don't like it, because it will be a challenge, you know, I could always prop my arm up on a different book and paint. So, and I can't remember the price point of this. I don't think it was super, super expensive. But it was interesting. They had all kinds of cotton paper in there. They had one from Viviva, but I already have a Viviva sketchbook, which in a folder, and I don't think it's cotton, but it seems to be okay. This one I got earthbound. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that gorgeous? And I have done the first page in it, and did a little bit of ink and wash, and the paint wants to go, it's textured in a linear fashion vertically, and the paint wants to follow those lines. So I'm not seeing, and it bled through just with watercolor. So you would have to be really careful with this and just put like a single wash down, because this, you know, I started off with light blue and went all the way down, then with darker blue and went all the way down. By the time I got down here, it was like 4 or 5 layers, and it was bleeding through. So I'll use it, but would I get it again? Probably not. So that's that one. I did buy this as a recommendation from our teacher at being 25% cotton, and it's a good starter sketchbook. It's very thin. It's only 93 pound. It's from B paper, Aqua B, and it's got a lot of pages in it. It has 60 sheets, so being front and back. See, I mean, that's pretty thin, but I did some ink work and just did some, this was with just a Pentel Preppy pen, and the ink was not soluble, and I took a water brush over it. So I'm going to use this. It seems to hold a small amount of water, but I wouldn't be dumping a bunch of water on here, like layer after layer, because I think it will warp on you. But being that it's 25% cotton, I think it'll be a good starter one. And this wasn't expensive at all. The price is not on here, but I'll link it below. But I got this at Cheap Joe's. You probably can get them on Amazon or Blick or Jerry's Artarama, but we had a lot of options at Cheap Joe's this week, and you can order everything at Cheap Joe's. They have a wonderful store. Okay, and I also got this one, and this is a hot pressed one, and I did a video a couple 3 weeks back, maybe 4, swatching some materials and just doing some studies, and I wasn't mad at how this paper performed. You know, I didn't really get a bunch of blooms. It showed texture where I needed it to show texture. And, you know, it's hot pressed. I'm not used to hot pressed, but, you know, I think that it will be a pretty good paper. So I'm anxious to do some more work in here, and then I'll let you know in future video. I think this will be really good for the pen and ink and lettering because it's smooth, and I think that that's better for your fine liner pens. I'm really liking this pen, these pens. Yasan sent me 2 packages to really try out and really put them to use, and so far I have really enjoyed them. I've done Zentangles, I've filled them up, you know, and I haven't run out of ink in anything. So this is a sketchbook that I've had for a while. It is a Shazam sketchbook, and I think the paper in here is made from India as well. It is really textured as well. I've done some paintings on it. I don't think I've done any paintings in this, but I have, oh, here, got it upside down. I started in it upside down. So, you know, I think it's really nice paper for natural things. It just gives you a really loose look, and your granulating paints just really settle in there nice. I really enjoy the look that this paint or this paper gives my watercolors. There's a little bird. I haven't finished it yet. It needs some ink work done to it. There's a little bird. There's some trees. A lot of times you see the same things in textbooks, but the texture on these trees are so pretty up close. And that Daniel Smith Green Apatite Genuine, I love that color because it just granulates out, and so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so the next, oh, I got caught, but I can stick that right back in there. I'll do that later. I'll do that later. I am looking for a sketchbook that will lay flat. Now this is the Etcher sketchbook. This is a bigger one. I have a smaller one, not with me though. And this is the Everyday sketchbook. And it has, I believe, 90 pound paper. So this is really cool. This is really good paper. And you know, I got it turned upside down. But like I said, we was in a sketchbook class, so one day we painted our lunch, and then we did a color mixing challenge, and then, you know, we did a composite, and, you know, a botanical, putting paint down, then putting ink, and worked on borders, worked on another. So I'm really into sketchbooks. I'm really loving the work I'm doing in Sketchbook. Now that I'm learning some of these different techniques where I can highlight things on a page, and I don't have to worry about, this is one I done of Florida. I don't have to worry about filling the page from edge to edge and top to bottom. You know, this was just basically a scene just right here, and I just washed it out. So, and then put some signage and, you know, the Zentangle borders, and, you know, these are just borders, just curlicues, and then the color block layout. So nice. Such nice techniques, and, you know, just a simple line border. And learning our lettering, I just really am into sketchbooks. So this is a good one. So this is kind of a sketchbook tour, but not. Okay, so this one, I don't think I've even, but this is the Bao Hong sketchbook, and I think that this is going to be a nice one. I think it's cold pressed paper, and I'm also in the process of making my own sketchbook, so you know, we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to just with pen and ink probably fill this one out, probably not now, so you guys don't sit here and get bored watching me, but I'm going to do some pen work in here, and you know, maybe a little water. This is not watercolor paper, but I think it will handle a light wash, and then start in on the sketchbook. And I think I'm going to use this as a travel journal, and I think it's a nice size, and will be good and set on my table desk. I'll go through that in another video, but that I made that one on my own. So with inspiration from the watercolor community. So that is my sketchbooks. We can see how this one works, and I think I'll work it with some Green Apatite Genuine. That's always a nice color to start off with in your sketchbooks. And I'll just do a small one. Small. Seems to be nice paper. Yeah, it's cold press. They are 100% cotton. Very nice. Nice texture. Yeah. This might be one of my favorites. It's a little bit thicker than the Everyday Sketchbook at from Etcher. And I also have ordered the Perfect Sketchbook from Etcher. But oh my gosh, it was so expensive, so I don't know if I want to use it yet or not. So we'll see. We'll talk about that, and I'll come back and I'll let you know how this Bao Hong is. But it looks like it's going to be really, really nice. I really like the feel of the paper. The watercolor went down perfect on it. It looks like it's going to open and lay flat. It looks like it's Copic stitched. I think this might be one of my favorites. So let's go, and we'll talk about these as we go along, and I'll come back and show you the sketching on this. Okay, so I did some lettering, and I did some watercolor, and so far this Bao Hong, I love the size, I love the paper, it's really good paper, and I think it's going to be perfect for my traveling in the fall. So I'll keep you, I'm going to do another page, like, you know, this will be home and starting from the airport and stuff like that. And, you know, we're maybe getting ready for my trip, and, you know, sketching a few things out. So we will see, but this so far is my favorite. but I'll keep using. This is a good one too. This etcher. It's got eraser crumbs on it. But this is a good paper. I think this would be my favorite paper next, and I'll always use the Arteza for a practice sketchbook. And I've got several stocked, but as soon as the square ones come back in stock, the mediums, they're about this size. I think they're 8.5 by 8.5. So as soon as those get in stock, I'm gonna order some more of those. And yeah, holler at me, Arteza. I will promote your sketchbooks. So talk to you later. Bye. Let me know your faves.